the next episode where we'll be using cognitive walkthrough and heuristic evaluation to evaluate the FirstBank app. Now here we have the home page after login, and in most situations when you find yourself joining a company, you won't do a major revamp of the product. The reason why we're doing this is to tell our potential employers that we can to show our visual skills to our potential employers, show that we have that visual standards, and yeah. But most likely when you join them, your goal will either to improve or optimize the visuals, and kind of like, and it's not in all cases. Sometimes you are brought in to do a major revamp as well. And yeah, now looking at this landing page, and that's why we'll be looking at the landing page. It's yeah, we, like I said, this is a template where you put your mock-up design in case, and we'll be looking at the consistency as standards and minimalistic designs, and those are the issues we've seen here. So looking at it as a user, I mean, if I'm looking for my transaction history, I can easily see this and hit the transaction history. Now looking at the other platform, the thing is they've done a good job knowing which is which. This is your good morning text. Probably this is where I can add a picture. This is my account. I could link this NIN to link this account and NIN, and these are my various taxes. The statistics is minimized by default, and for a user, they might not know what this is a drop down. So that's a major issue, and you did that, but you didn't do that here, meaning the ads is just displayed. And I'm sure the reason for doing that was they wanted the ads, they prioritized the ads. That means the organization prioritized the ads over the statistics. But to a user, what do you think will be more important, the statistics or the ads? Team will make his decision. So one of the major issues I've realized as a designer for using aesthetics and minimalistic designs is that the icons are inconsistent. I want to credit them for using stroke icons all through. Not many teams know how to do that, but these icons are inconsistent. Some of them are too thin, some of them are too thick, and this one is just out of place. But I noticed that when you click this, the behavior between this and this other four, it's quite different. It leads you like to another page. Like it's like where you need help and assistance. I think it leads you outside the app or so. So overload of information. I think a lot is happening here. That's why they tried by minimizing the stats, but there's a lot going on. There's not a lot of breathing space and stuff like that. So our recommendation is to make use of an icon set which is consistent. Remove the my ads title. I mean, this is probably the first time I've seen anyone give my ads as a title anywhere. Then de-emphasize the brand colors. I know every organization is proud of its brand colors, but these days we just go with light or dark mode and use the brand colors as call to action buttons, so thereabout. Then rework the statistics. The statistics by default, you click the drop down for the this arrow button, it pushes the ads down, and I'm sure that's why they made that decision to maintain it. Now, when you click on my history, just like the users complained about, you can only see the last 20 transactions only. They literally just specified it. And now, in some cases, we also realized one thing as a user was that when this particular account of mine is a new account that I don't use at all. This is the account I use mostly, but I don't use this one at all. And I notice the transaction history displays based on what account is active. So in order for me to see my normal account, I need to slide this through and click the transaction history. And that's why this one doesn't show the last 20 transactions. And when I switch the account, it actually shows the last 20 transactions. So the tech savvy personas will be able to may be able to figure this out. But obviously the elderly lady who works in a government company and the trader at the end, I don't think they might be able to figure this out. So that might cause a lot of difficulty, and that's what's causing a lot of issues for people. They won't just see their last 10. No, you didn't even give them an idea say, okay, switch or tap the card to, view your transaction. It's just, there's not enough to tell them that, oh, when you slide the card, will show you your transaction history. So this is where the issues we highlighted. Transaction history for specified account is not specified. So you don't specify the account. Users can get confused, especially if they've recently did a transaction and it's not displayed. So meaning if I have done a transaction on this account and I want to check my transaction, and when I log in on this place and I keep my transaction history, there's a high chance that this is what I'll see and not this. So calendar icon is used for both transaction and history. So we notice that this calendar icon, and as a designer, yeah, calendar icon is a different calendar icon, but still you want them to get statements from here. So they show you your last 20 transaction history only, then they use this one to say, okay, get the statement of the one you want to get, which is in one way it's kind of stressful, but give or take, at least let them know this does not feel like a call to action. It feels like an icon for this last transaction only. So it's not enough to tell them that, okay, this is where you can generate statement for any transaction you need. For those that want to backdate maybe 3 months, 6 months or thereabout, this is not enough. Now we also notice that for any page you are on, this bottom navigation is always on display, and it's not really chilled. It means it's like having a junction on every road, like a junction to where you want to go to. So that is not structurally possible, and that will lead to a lot of collisions. You need to lead them to a path, and if they need to go somewhere else, they go somewhere else. So that's the idea, because imagine error prevention. If someone was to be performing a transaction and his hand mistakenly hit frequent or settings, it takes him away from that goal. Then he has to go back again. I know we've read a couple of metrics where we highlight certain things that, oh, do not allow the user, prevent the users from making error. But if the user makes the error, can he recover from the error? So these are things you have to look out for and what's not. Now, when you want to generate statement, I don't even know which statement I'm going to generate. So I think one thing I've noticed with most organizations is they design for one user, especially if you take one user having one account. When they've created a process or a state where one user can have multiple accounts. If I have multiple accounts, how do I know which statement I'm generating for? You already display my transaction history based on the accounts. So it's not as if when I'm generating a statement, I'm generating a statement for all accounts. So by the behavior of this app, it's not generating all the statements, generating for one account per statement. And I know this is the start date and end date because I'm a tech savvy person, but what about the our elderly lady? What about our business trader? How would they know that they're generating statement from this day to this day? It's not given. We also realize the use of date range. The toggle doesn't do anything. It's kind of like just doesn't perform. The white space from the design perspective is inconsistent. Then I also noticed that both these buttons are primary buttons, because this is to just generate the statement on the app. This is to have the statement emailed to you. Now I figured out in our solutions, we actually worked around it, whereby we use email statements in form of a checkbox, and you just apply so that you can view the statements in app, while the statement will be sent to you if you checked it and moved it by mail. But even now, I'm thinking there's another way to even optimize that flow, whereby we can have a couple of radio buttons, whereby we have email only, view only, then email and view. So that way, anyone you select, you just click confirm, and it does based on your selection. So you can see, even when we are optimizing, we can still optimize stuff, which is this beautiful thing about product design. There is no final design. Your design can always be improved, always be better, and what's not. Now, thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, you can leave that below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be looking at the competitive analysis, whereby we'll be checking a competitor or potential product, how they manage their own history and transaction statement. But first off, let's know what competitive analysis is all about. See you later, guys.